Hey everyone, it's John Orlando from the PVD Cast, and I wanted to take a few moments of your time to let you know where you can find the PVD Cast. The online home of yours truly, PVDcast.com, is a great place to go, but it's also available through all the major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, etc. There's also live broadcasts of the PVD Cast every single week. Mondays 8 p.m. Eastern through the Facebook page of the PVD Cast, and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. through the Scene Snobs Facebook page. And no matter how you listen, please make sure you rate, review, and subscribe. And with that, I will chat at each and every one of you later.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Scene Snobs Network, but I'm not here to talk to you about the Scene Snobs. I'm here to talk to you about Max and Jason, Three Geeks Podcast. You will probably tune into the Three Geeks Podcast and be like, 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, there's obviously more than 3. There's like 89 million of us. We started with 3. We're like gremlins. We just keep multiplying.
Yeah, they fed us at midnight. They poured some water on us. And now it's like 78 geeks. But you can be a geek too.
If you like comedy, which we sometimes do, if you like hearing about movies, TV shows, you like hearing hot takes from Max and John, you like hearing somebody who loves most things, but when I get mad about a show, it's pretty entertaining, I gotta say. But no, we're the Three Geeks Podcast. We're just a group of friends that don't talk to each other through the week so we can have natural conversations on Sunday.
Yep. We're
like actually probably the worst group of friends because we don't ever talk to each other outside of doing podcasts. I mean, except for you and I, but that's because we're roommates. But, like Three Geeks Podcast. Tune in, check us out.
And have fun.
Yes.
Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, and recycle your droids.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan, and I'm here to tell you guys about thescenesnobs.com. We're a channel of variety, comedy, entertainment, geek-related, sports, the whole 9 yards. We cover almost every genre. And we have so many great shows to choose from. We have shows like the Scene Snobs Podcast, BTB Podcast, The Guapo Show, the Sports Snobs Podcast, the PVD Cast, Jeff Dwoskin presents Crossing the Streams, the Three Geeks Podcast, the Fandom Effect. We probably have the only Matlock-based podcast called Matt Talk, and we're introducing new shows all the time. We have new shows coming up like the Ear Hustling Podcast, Carpool Shenanigans, and of course, from some nobodies, Twitching Upstream and Talking Upstream. So come on, check out thescenesnobs.com, enjoy it, and please leave feedback. Like, follow, subscribe us, and just let us know what you think. We love to have all the interaction. So I, again, am the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan. Check out thescenesnobs.com. You can follow us anywhere on social media at The Scene Snob, and we will talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Hey, everybody, it's CJ Graham, Jason Voorhees. That's right, Friday the 13th, Part 6. And you're listening to thescenesnobs.com.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the showcase with Mick Manhattan. I am, of course, the Scene Snob, Mick Manhattan, and thank you for joining us tonight. As you know, we're here every Monday at 7 p.m. when we can be. And tonight we have a very special show in store for you guys. We have the filmmakers, Key 13 Film Partners, friends of the show, been on plenty of times, and we love talking to them. So we have Matt and Craig here. But joining us are some of the cast of their new film, Phobias. Now, they did the cast announcement last night. I have it up right here so you guys can see some very cool stuff. Let me pull it up. So we got three of the amazing cast members that are going to be on there. And as you know, Matt Burns, who is a friend of the show as well, will also be starring in and producing this movie as well. So without further ado, I want to bring Matt and Craig in, and then we're going to introduce the actors. Okay. So we will talk to them in just a few seconds. There he is, Mr. Matt. Craig, what's going on, gentlemen?
Bonjour.
Thank you for joining the show tonight. I'm very excited to talk to the cast and you guys about this new movie, Phobias. We've talked about it a little bit, but I definitely want to extrapolate. You know what I mean. I want to expand on it more for our viewers. So I want to bring on right now. We have Chris, we have Helen, and we have Michael who are joining us tonight. And then we're going to talk about the rest of the cast because you have a very big movie undertaking going on here with the big cast that you announced yesterday. So let me bring them in first.
Okay.
Chris, Helen, and Michael, thank you for joining us tonight.
Lynn, how are you?
Hello.
Appreciate you guys all being on the show.
Mike.
Hey, Michael.
So I just I want to talk a little bit. Key 13. Why don't you tell us who everybody's playing? Go over the cast announcements real quick.
Okay. All right. Well, what we have here today is it's Helen or Helene.
It's neither. Don't worry about it. It's LN, like the initials LN. LN.
Helen. Okay. So this is and the last name. I want to make sure I pronounce this right.
Like the same thing, like the initials UD. UD.
So Helen Udy.
You got it.
Nice.
All right, Helen Udy, who is playing Becky. I know it is probably the goofiest name for an evil mad scientist, but it is the perfect name. No, I do not have some traumatic event with a woman named Becky, so just worry about that. But she is playing the mad scientist Becky. Michael McGynn is playing Abner, one of our test subjects. Chris is just been brought on as playing Barry, so here's the first announcement of Barry being brought on board. And Chris works for Becky down there, and Becky doesn't like him much, which is pretty much how we all feel about Chris. So actually, no, Chris was helping us out on our short film Paralyzed, so he was an invaluable asset. We also have on the cast, just one second here. All right. We have Julianne Prescott, who is traveling right at the moment, so she may be able to join us or she may not. She is playing the lead heroine, Sharon. Then we have Emily Flack, who is playing Emmy, another test subject. Matt Burns playing Dieter, who is also a test subject. Mike, as we already know. Carly Finner, who is playing Mary, one of the technicians that works with Barry. Mel Heflin, even though she's in Japan, was able to film her part for us. So Mel Heflin will be Trinity, one of the people who works for the evil organization called the Triumvirate. Monique Dupree is one of the realizations of a phobia. It's a succubi. Same thing with April Love. We have Sean C. Phillips, who is well known in the horror film community. He is doing one of the voices of the Triumvirate. He gets to be the annoying one. And then Rusty Gilligan, who is not only an actor but an artist. He is playing, doing another voice of the Triumvirate. And so, why are they voices? Well, you'll find out once we launch the funding campaign. So. And then, of course, I guess no. Craig over here, he is a producer. He is also going to be handling the directing duties on the special effects side of the house. So he's my co-director. And then I will be working with these wonderful actors that are here and covering that end of things. So we're going to split the duties on this one. Instead of one of us just taking the whole reins, we're going to share the reins on this one because this is such a big project and we have so much going on with it, with really awesome creature designs, amazing special effects, and a really talented cast. We want to make sure that we give everything the attention it deserves. And just one last plug before we let these three very important people talk about their stuff. This movie, part of this big selling point of this movie is it has a never before seen monster. Never in no film ever has there ever been a creature like the one we've created. And I know a lot of films will say that, and I've created this Lovecraftian nightmare.
It's
No.
true though.
There
We've done our research on this one.
No.
So there is no monster out there quite like this sucker.
All right. We will not that one we will not share until the movie comes out. I'm afraid it's the one we showed a little bit of a hey, there's Tom Toohey, who's one of our producers as well. But nobody is going to see the monster. I've shared just the tiniest sliver of the character work designed by Jeremy Amos of Amos FX. And they are doing that along with Joan Jones from Makeup for You, who's a well-known special effects artist, and mask designs by Donnie Drum. And then last but not least, I've got my 4K copy of My Bloody Valentine here. So
hey, I have mine as well.
Yes, I have not had a chance to watch it yet because I was a little busy yesterday with these very important announcements. But I got this bad boy, and I am so looking forward to seeing My Bloody Valentine uncut.
Yeah.
It's
Seen
worth
that version.
Yes, just to
50%.
point out, of course, Ellen Udy. I want to make sure I say it right. Was in the great My Bloody Valentine, and also you were no stranger to horror. I mean, with the Dead Zone and more.
Pin is one of the. I mean, if we're going to date me and talk about the early days, Pin was a really great movie. Dead Zone, yeah, only had a small part in Dead Zone, but yeah.
No, it's fantastic, and so now you're back and you're playing an evil mad scientist right here in Phobias. How does it feel? How does it feel to jump in on this project?
Oh, I love the script. I think it's great, and I love being evil. I just love being evil, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's got some sci-fi elements to it too, so it's a really nice combination, and I really enjoy the cross between the two. It's pretty exciting, and
that's awesome.
I get to be cruel and order people around, so it's very exciting.
Especially Chris right here next to you. You order around quite a bit. So Chris, you just joined the cast. I'm sure you're very excited. Can you tell us a little bit more about your character and what you're getting, how you're preparing for it?
So I was informed today actually that I had joined the cast, which made my day. I was at work and they're like, "You got the role," and I'm like, "Whoa! All right, cool." So my understanding from what I've read of Barry, he's kind of goofy, but also kind of like, "Whoa, what did I get myself involved with?" / that woman's really scary, and I'm not sure if I'm more scared of her or what those two are talking about as Lovecraftian unknown monsters. I got to pick my battles and where I want to go.
And Michael, I want to say you're no stranger to horror yourself. I mean, you've been in some fun ones, of course, and now you're joining up Shriek Show, Bloody Summer Camp, all movies that are getting ready to come out and they're highly anticipated. How do you feel jumping in? How did you feel about the script when you first read it?
Ooh, Mike?
I think Mike's been having some issues since he's logged in.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we will just wait for that. But so, guys, let me ask you, how did the idea of Phobias come into fruition? Where did it come from?
Oh man.
Oh wait, is that Mike?
You got him.
Before I got to read the script, and I fell in love immediately.
Nice.
Oh, but oh man, I know he had some great things to say, and I can't. Frozen. It's funny. We have somebody named Elsa in the movie, and but she's not the one who froze him.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that yet.
Well, I will say this: Michael is a very articulate gentleman, so this is not an example of him here.
Oh, poor Mike.
Guy and can say actual words when his computer allows him. I had the pleasure of working with Michael on Bloody Summer Camp, and he's just an absolute treasure to work with. So I look forward to working with him again.
Nice.
Yeah, and Mike has been a very big supporter. He's been helping us out on our other film series, Perfection, that we're starting to get funding to. So, in answer to your question, Mick, until we can get Mike unfrozen, I feel like that episode of the Time Tunnel, or no, Wonder Woman when they waved the little thing and they all froze, Yeah. So the idea for Phobias, actually, originally the idea was called terror therapy. And terror therapy, no matter how many ways we tried to fix it, it was just garbage.
So Matt and I went back and forth with this. First of all, we grew up on science fiction and horror. And when we came up with Key 13, it was to create projects that we genuinely wanted to do. That was not just horror and science fiction, but horror and science fiction is still a big part of our beings. So we knew we wanted to do something in the genre. So we started coming up with some slasher ideas, and then it kind of evolved from there. Eventually, we decided to do something that was based on a therapy fear session, and it kind of just evolved into something completely different. A very Prince of Darkness kind of feel, a nice melding of that horror and science fiction that we both genuinely love and grew up with.
Nice.
Just got a message from Julie, and unfortunately she will not be able to join us. She is still trapped in the travel lane, probably, just like everybody else who's driving home on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
I
just worked with Julie on The Embalmers a couple of months ago, so I'm excited to be working with her again.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and I know Julie's a big fan. I mean, we're all big fans. I mean, for me, there's Lazarus there in the background. I was a fan of Ellen when I saw her on Deep Space Nine as
Yeah.
and I really wish they had brought Pell back for multiple episodes. Don't get me wrong, I love Moogie, but I love the idea of Pell, especially she got one over on Quark.
Yeah.
And it
I
was
got to cut you off as a Star Trek fan. I love that episode. The Rules of Acquisition episode is one of my favorite episodes of Deep Space Nine. And I didn't know you played Pell.
Yeah.
Because, of course, Ferengi is very different looking from the beautiful woman in front of us. That was a fantastic episode, and you did amazing. So I'm very happy to have you on the show. Thank you.
She was going to be a recurring character, but we found out that I had severe claustrophobia.
Oh,
and I couldn't stand the 4 hours of makeup and the foam head. I literally lost my mind, and it was unfortunate because she was going to be a recurring character, and I kind of blew it with my claustrophobia. So
well, I wouldn't have told the guys who were filming a movie called Phobias that.
I know.
but I'm in control, so it's right.
yeah. No Phobias. No, she, was it at the end of House of Cards? We're not. We don't fear. We're not afraid. We make the fear or something like that.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
So And looks like Michael is approaching a binary sun on his ship right now. So
I thought he's getting beamed up into space.
no, that's a binary sun because there's this big one and there's the little one that probably orbits. There it is.
Hey.
And he froze again.
Oh.
No,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
he's live.
he's frozen. This is like the world's best ping pong tournament. Just like he's frozen. He's not. He's frozen. He's not. He's frozen. But yeah, and of course, so anyways, once we realized that terror therapy was just a DOA concept, we, as you said, we kind of looked at some of our favorite kind of films like Prince of Darkness by John Carpenter, and I love, just hopefully nobody compares this to Colossus, the Forbin Project. And so, when we did this and we finally realized, phobias, and then we started looking at phobias, and there are so many, and then the weirdest phobias that we came up with, and then how do you make those phobias real? And so that's how we came up with, like I said, a unique monster that has never been seen before. We lost Mike again. Dang
I
it.
promise I'll get him back on the show.
So then when we started doing that, we started shopping, or Matt Burns, who's produced the script, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to send this to Ellen." And I was like, really? Oh, okay. I was like, because I'm a little starstruck right at this moment. I never was a big fan of Dr. Quinn, but I do remember you being in it. So I had
you played Myra on Dr. Quinn.
Yeah.
Myra, right?
That's right. Yes.
I watch that show like every Saturday.
Oh my God.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I like
My
Western.
dad loved that
Western
show.
TV show. Oh, Michael's back on. All right.
I got this all fixed now, finally.
He's live.
I'm glad we got you,
No
man.
glitching. No
We got you,
glitching.
man.
How'd you do it? We should ask him all the questions now before he disappears.
Yeah. All right. So, Mike, you tell your story on the script and all those wonderful things you said that we didn't get to hear, because a writer, he's got to have all that praise.
Well, allow me to help boost that ego a little more, because the script was phenomenal. I absolutely fell in love with it. And I know I don't say this because, I've been in a lot of horror movies, so I usually see a lot of the same old run-of-the-mill a lot of times where like, oh, yeah, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Yeah, we all know what's going to happen next. You're going to go in there and da-da-da. But with this one, I was like, wait a minute. No. Well, really? Okay. Well, all right. Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. I mean, it really threw me for a loop. I can't say too much, and they won't tell me much, which is probably a smart idea. I'm kind of like the Tom Holland of any horror. You don't tell me anything because I have a hard time keeping my mouth shut.
But yeah, so when Matt Burns told me that he was going to get Ellen to read it, and I was like, what? I was absolutely thrilled. And then when he said that you loved it,
I did.
and that just, as I said, I'm a writer, as well as many other things. So, the ego's got to get, got to blow the smoke up my skirt because, I need that kind of validation. So
it's rare that we find like a really nice blend of sci-fi and horror, which is my thing. I love sci-fi, love it, and I love horror. And so it's really nice to imagine a new world in which these things are happening. A new world of sorts, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful and so thankful that everybody who's read it enjoyed it. Actually, funny story. Kind of wish Julie was here to be able to share it with me. Julie was actually here filming another movie, and Matt, and again in his infinite wisdom, mentioned to her, "Hey, Matt's got this script called Phobias. You should check it out." And so I was like, yeah, sure. So I grabbed some dinner because I was giving her a place to stay while she was filming. And so I ran upstairs to this room, printed it out for her, gave her the script, and just, she just sat there in front of me and read it.
Oh, geez.
Straight through, couldn't put it down. She was turning, she was just kept reading, and she just looked and she's like, I want this part of Sharon. And she auditioned. Mike actually was there, or Mike was actually there when she was doing one of her auditions. And then she went home, came back with another audition, which was better than the one that she did, which was already pretty dang good. And so, it was a no-brainer. She nailed it right out. And the fact that she loved it and she loved the character, she could identify with it. I know Ellen is not a evil, manipulative, psycho, mad scientist, but I'm so glad that she can play that part. So I'm assuming,
I can pull it out. Yeah, it's my opposite. We all play our opposites really well, right?
Nice.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give away too much. Well, first I want to ask, what is the projected starting for filming, and when would you like to have it released?
Well, filming finishes after Serious Profession, which is our crime gangster drama that we're doing. That is, so Phobias will start filming in September, and then we will film the bulk of it in October, because we're going to have our star, one of our stars there, and we're going to make sure that we get all her stuff shot so that, she's not having to make the long drag back and forth. So we'll film the bulk of it there. Maybe you have to film in a few, few scenes in November. Probably will not come out till early 2022. And that's just simply because there is some CG that we will have to add in. Not a lot, but in the big finale, there's quite a big thing. And, of course, those who have the scripts will know what I'm talking about. And I can't go into any detail on that. But it's going to require some work as long as, as making sure that it's edited right. But fortunately, we have a great special effects team. We have Craig working on the editing, and so yeah, probably earliest maybe is spring of 2022. But let's be conservative. Let's shoot for summer of 2022, just to make sure we do it right. Because we all know, all of us know, when you rush a project, it's going to come out like garbage. And we're not rushing just because we know we've got a great project here. We know we have amazing actors and amazing special effects. But with that, we want to make sure we showcase that and not waste everyone's talent on something that just got rushed together because, oh my gosh, we got to get this thing out because we really want people to watch it. We want people to watch it, but when they watch it, we're going to want them to sit there and go, when's the sequel?
And let me backtrack just a little bit, talking about the special effects and the use of CG in this. Aside from the finale, which we're not revealing at all, any other CG that's going to be used in this is simply going to be to enhance the practical effects. One of the aims that I'm really want for this movie is to showcase the good old-fashioned practical effects that most of us grew up with. But the CG in this one is really going to amplify a lot of those special effects. For instance, covering over strings, in some of the special effects areas, really cleaning up those areas to really amplify these really, really big, crazy things that we have going on in this movie. The creatures in this are, in my opinion, one of the biggest selling points. And we really want to showcase the talent that's going to go into this as far as those designs go.
Right.
I love the fact that you guys are going mostly, for the most part, I'd say, practical effects. Now, in Amos FX, which you're working with, I know I don't want to ask for any. I don't want to ask for any description or anything of the monster, but can you give us something? Tell us a little bit more.
Well, what I can tell you is that there are 6 monsters, 7 technically. Some are realized monsters, and some are not so realized. A little suspense there. I can tell you that the character designs are fantastic. We shared the designs for the succubi on the Phobias Movies Facebook page, and they got a lot of positive response. And when we hit 1,000, because we're only at 500, we're not even at 600 yet. When we hit 1,000, we will share another piece of the monsters, but the big monsters, the unique monster, the one never before seen, the little sliver that I posted is it. You will not see the rest of it. Even when we put up the funding page, and one of the perks is going to be a full-size poster of each character, or you can get the whole set. Even then, we're not going to show you what that is, and those will not ship until after the movie is complete, because we want to keep that so under wraps that that nobody except for these wonderful people and Mick, you're more than welcome to come along. You've got an open invite.
Keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, the firm will find you. Your phobias.
No betrayal here.
Yeah. This practical effects is we grew up on practical effects, and Ellen is in she has one of the most gruesome deaths. It's an iconic death in this movie, and yeah, and that was practical. There was no CG at that time, so she, I don't know how they do it. I don't need to know how they do it, but hopefully you didn't bang your head. They didn't bang your head too many times on that. Whatever it was.
I'll never tell. The back of my head.
Wonder how much is animatronics versus suits? How are you pulling it off?
These are going to be the monsters. The people that we're going to have as the monsters are actually wearing the monster suits. These are going to be 100% practical. There are no CG monsters in this. This, as Craig said, the CG is designed to enhance certain aspects of some of these creatures because of how they are. And of course, obviously, it depends on the budget. If we get, when we launch the funding campaign, which is going to be in May, when we launch that funding campaign, if we get what we're asking for, okay, we can do the film that we want to do. If we get more than that, that's where the stretch goals come in. We can really up the game, but still keep it in the practical realm. So, we want to make sure that, and this is when the funding, and, believe me, funding is important. Like with Serious Profession, our other film that we're working on, we're getting ready to launch that funding campaign in about a week. We can make a good movie for what we're asking. We can make a great movie for what everyone can provide. And, I actually did the math, and on our, like, say, for example, for Serious Profession, if everybody on our Serious Profession fan page just donated $15, just $15, we would not only fund the movie, we would be able to do some of the extra things that we wanted to. So that just tells you that how a little bit can go a long way into making wonderful projects. And there's a lot of great projects. Mike's on Bloody Summer Camp, and now he's got Go Away coming up. And Chris, are you on Go Away too?
I'm auditioning for Go Away, so to be determined.
Okay. So there's that. And then, Ellen's got tons of, I know she's got a lot of stuff going on too. So, getting good talent, we want to get the good talent like Ellen, like Michael, like Chris, like Julie, Monique and Mel and everybody else on the cast and crew. We want that, but that requires the support of the fans, and but we also know that a good story can help sell a good plot, and so we have a great cast. We already have a great cast. We just got a couple more roles left to fill, and we actually had a production meeting in this room about 5 hours ago. And that's how Chris came on board. So we're ready, even though it's still months ahead. We're actually building a maze, and that's not a secret because it's actually in the promotional stuff. But we are going to actually build a maze, and then Becky down there, she's going to have her command center, and she's the queen bee. And yeah, Chris is just going to get just totally beat up.
Yeah, I really do.
And what's really funny is his wife Rowan helped him do his audition video. And I mean, we've decided we're going to cast Rowan in a role just based upon her audition, not in Phobias, unfortunately. But we actually have some other ideas. And Chris already knows about this, so I'm not springing this on him or nothing. But we loved her so much, and she's actually auditioning for Serious Profession, as is Chris. So we're really looking forward to it. And then when we got Mike here, I feel bad because Mike here just finally got on, and he's not gotten the down there, and he hasn't gotten a chance to say anything. He's just been quiet because he's like, hey, I got through, but nobody lets me speak. So.
Story of my life.
Any consolation, Michael, we said a lot of nice stuff about you.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe this.
I wanted to interject and just say, you got a great cast because you have a great story that's really well written, so that does figure into the cast, and of course you need the support to support the movie and everything, but it starts with a great script. So
well thank you so much. And from someone who has been in, who's got, I've looked at your CV and it's just wow.
Picky though. I am picky. I'm really picky actually.
and that makes it just even better for me because
and I gotta say also that Matt and I really conceptualized this, and I came up with a good outline, and I got that to Matt. But Matt's turning into a darn good screenwriter. So that script, he deserves a lot of credit for that one. When he got it back to me, and I saw what he did with some of the ideas that I gave him, I was floored on this one, and I knew that we had something special here. So it's good to hear that it wasn't just me, that everyone that's reading this is really, they're really falling in love with this thing.
Yeah, it really is. It's one thing about the reason why we're Key 13 Film Partners, not studio or group or pictures or anything like that. And not saying that any of, we're not dissing on anybody, but the reason why we call ourselves partners is because it's always a partnership. Yeah, there's a lead writer, but Craig gives me support, gives me ideas, and I write a script and he reads it, and I know when he hates it because he'll be like,
I'm a bad liar, so
and when I read one of his ideas and I'm just like, I don't like it. And it's true. But we have that relationship where we can be honest with each other. And then Tom Toohey is also, he helped us out on writing the script. And with Serious Profession, Rick Germain, who is also one of our producers and stars in Serious Profession, he and put in some of his thoughts because I didn't notice the character. And so everything that we do, and even with the actors, it's a partnership. If we're the types that if an actor says, okay, I'd like to try it this way, we're going to say, okay, let's try it this way. I kind of like how Martin Scorsese does it, where he'll sit there, he'll watch it, and then he'll come out and goes, were you happy with that? And if the actor says, yeah, I think it's great, it's like, all right, we're good, let's move. And then if he says, were you happy with that? And they're like, let's do it again. Now that's not my style. I'll warn you right now. I am no one take Jake.
Perfect control. I remember.
Perfect control. Yes. Poor Chris had to say those two words, perfect control, about 80 times because we were doing some voice work for a fan project, and and it's on the video, so I'm not trying to call him out here and other.
I said it, so it's all me.
Yeah, so he would say perfect control, but it'd be an uptick. And there's like, no, there's no uptick because he's perfect control. So we actually have video of him going perfect control, perfect control, perfect control. We also have another one of Carly, who was also one of the voices, going crap like a million times. So, I'm a firm believer. We get it right, but I'd like to be Scorsese. But, and I actually bought a pair of glasses that are yet to come in that are kind of Scorsese has. So just to add to the illusion, but I'm no Scorsese.
Oh man, when I got it, I was like, "Are we sure?" Double check, please.
Well, yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys real quick. Michael, I do want to start with you because I know we've been saying we're going to get to you, and then we've been kind of going on. For you, again, being no stranger to horror, how, not that this is different, and I don't want to take away from anything anybody else is doing right now that you've been in or worked on, but what was the most attractive part? Now I know you said the script, but besides that, like, what are you most excited to get into as your character Abner?
Oh, honestly, well, I mean, and this is not really a spoiler because I know Matt's already mentioned this before too. I love the idea of like this roaming around a maze and just not knowing what's waiting for you around the next corner. Because a lot of things I do is usually that basic slasher, like hack and slash. There's a killer out there. You're running around. You're trying to hide somewhere. You can't hide in the maze, And what you don't know up from down, left from right. You think you hit a corner, and all you really hit is a wall. And I think that's what really made the whole thing really fascinating for me. I mean, and like I don't want to give anything away, but when I read the script, I got so many these small elements from these other movies that I grew up loving to watch, and that really pulled me in even more. So I mean, it's a lot of that essence in there. We have a lot of different monsters in that, and they are original monsters. They are not your same old run the mill. Like, yeah, I saw that on the Sci-Fi Channel last week. No, you're not going to get that here. And I love the chemistry of the cast so far. I mean, I've already got to work with some of these great people. I got to work with Chris before. Him and I were both on Shriek Show. We both did Blaze Summer Camp together. We actually even did a Batman fan-made film together. Julie Prescott, the same way. I've worked with her on Blaze Summer Camp and Shriek Show and Killed on Arrival. And now I get to work with her again, and she is absolutely wonderful and so fun to work with. She is so talented. And now, of course, I get to work with some really super awesome people I never got the opportunity to work before. Like Helen, I mean, that's absolutely awesome. I'm super excited for that. I mean, of course, I'm going to fanboy out for a quick second, but I absolutely loved My Bloody Valentine growing up. I think that and Black Christmas were my two favorite holiday horrors of all time. So this is a very, very special time for me right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
I just wanted to interject and say we just had a My Bloody Valentine reunion yesterday, I think, or the day before. Anyway, but what we were talking about was how rare it was when we started, or for many, many years, to have a group of people that love each other and enjoy each other's company and work well together and bonded. And that is what sort of made the movie so good, I suppose, but also just kept it alive somehow because of our friendships. And I realize now with the resurgence of indie horror, like that's what I loved about working on My Bloody Valentine, is that we were a small independent company. It felt like we were all chipping in together to make a beautiful movie and really put our heart and souls into it. And so it's really fun now to start working with people again that you know and you love, and you sort of create these relationships that are three-dimensional, like it's just only going to help the movie. So I'm kind of excited about the fact that is existing in this movie and exists now in indie horror. There's a small group of people that seem to continue to make beautiful things happen. So
that's so amazing.
Nice to have a family, you know.
Yeah.
Really helps.
Well, welcome to the Key 13 family.
Yeah,
we've only been around just a little over a year at this point. But I mean, we really just love working with great people. And one of our stated goals was to work with, people that we've never worked with before. Don't get me wrong. I love all the people we've worked with before.
Right.
Love them to death. We will work with them again. Several of them are in serious profession. Several of them, a couple of them are here in Phobias. We don't, turn our back on our family, because it is as Ellen has said, it's just a big family. So, but we also want to work with new people like Emily Flack, who's playing Emmy. This is her first film.
Wow.
Her very first film. So that's a talent that has never been tapped before. And now she killed it in the audition, and everybody, pretty much kills it in the audition, except for those who have a well-proven track record of fantasticness. So Ellen did not need to audition. She had the role the minute she said yes, because we all know our work. And it's just, like I said, Pell is still one of my favorite characters, and I will always love Pell. And, the ending was such bittersweet, but she still won over Quark. And just the way you played it, it just was just one of the sweetest.
Oh no, we're losing him.
Yeah. Oh, did I lose?
Well, I'm just to kind of play off of what Matt was saying, though, and I would say, like, the Key 13 film partners
we can see.
have been truly
complimenting you, Ellen, on how great you were as Pell.
Thank you.
You are great as Pell.
Honestly, that really makes me happy.
Yeah,
I've actually gotten a few text messages from friends as we're doing this interview saying, like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" Because they're Star Trek fans, so we all celebrate it here, and they love the fact that you're on the show right now.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
But I do want to speak to the Key 13 film partners. Craig and Matt have been amazing. They've been around since the beginning of the Scene Snobs. I always appreciate them. They've become good friends, and it is a family environment, so it is a lot of fun. So I think you guys are going to have a great time filming with them. I can't wait to visit set. Maybe I'll even play one of the monsters. I'm big enough, so.
Actually, you are.
That's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to be involved with this, was because I had such a fun time getting to know Matt when working on the Elementals. It drew me to be like, well, now I want to work on something else with Matt. So, and then I got to meet Craig and others when working on being their PA for Paralyzed. And it was just, I would like to continue working with these guys. They're fun to be around. I believe in their projects, and the script was great. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what's going to go on and what happens.
Yeah, and Mike and Chris have both been instrumental in helping me with the funding campaign for Serious Profession. These guys not only are good actors, but they have expertise in so many different areas. So they've been helping me out, because I have no freaking idea how to do an Indiegogo. Although I do now.
There you go.
I'm a professional beggar.
Well, I would love to invite you guys all back on the show once you get into filming, just to kind of see the before, the during, and then the after, kind of see the whole journey. as you guys go along.
I'll come back with all the bruises she gives me and just be like, ah, ah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny, how did you, Chris, prepare for it? Roland made sure is keeping him in line.
Start wailing on me.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just, this is really, I'm just so excited that we've got this going on, and I'm just so grateful that it's got such a great reception, and that we got so many great people working on this. It's a dream come true, and I know I keep mentioning Serious Profession, but that also is a dream project. And while Phobias is a new idea, Serious Profession is one I've had for about 25 years now.
Yeah.
That I'm getting to do this, and moving forward on on both of these projects. That's just like a huge great. It's just, words can't describe how wonderful it is. And so yeah, I thank everybody who's a part of this, because without everybody here and without all the people out there, this thing wouldn't even get to where it is right now. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens once we start getting that support from the community and help build this thing and make this movie when 2022 comes around and everyone is just like, okay, when is Phobias coming out? So
And it will be, for sure. Well, I do want to say, as we're kind of winding down, I want to get where everybody can go and follow you guys. And, if you have anything you guys want to promote right now, I know Serious Professions is, you guys are still doing your campaigning for it, right?
Well, we're doing the pre-launch right now, but we're going to actually launch the funding campaign next week. I wanted to celebrate this wonderful cast that we got this week. Plus, we are finishing up our auditions. So I want to make sure that we got the last bit of auditions for Serious Profession done, so that when we launch, we've got pretty much everything ready to go. And then Paralyzed, which is our short film, that will be coming out in probably about a month or so, maybe a little bit longer. It's currently being scored, and sound design is being worked on. And then we work Serious Profession from April till August, and then we start Phobias from September till December. And then after that, we start In a Key, which that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to go into that right now.
Well, how about you? So, Michael, let's start with you. Where can everybody follow you, and do you have anything you want to promote right now?
Well, you can follow me on Facebook with Slasher 15 Productions LLC. And like I said, we're getting near the end. We've been having a very successful campaign for Go Away. It's an intruder slasher. It's about old school versus new school slasher. It's a fun little twist take. We've got a few really cool people on the project already. We've got Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp Tuesday night from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, and we've also just signed on Jeremy from Five Finger Death Punch, the metal band.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, that aside though, like I'm definitely looking forward to Phobias. Like I said, I'm definitely getting into that whole new style and era. Like I said, monsters in a maze. I mean, you had me at that already. I mean, it's like really at that point, the script is just icing on the cake. I was like, the premise you already sold me, so let's go.
Well, that is awesome to hear. I actually just, as you were saying that, I went over and I liked the page. I can't wait to read more into Slash 15 and what you guys are doing. And of course, as these guys will attest, I'm always happy to help independent filmmakers. So all of you send me anything. I'll be happy to promote on the Scene Snobs.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you so much.
Helen Udy, thank you again for being on the show. Where can everybody find you? And do you have anything you want to promote currently? Or?
I have a lot of films coming up, and I'm not going to bore people with it because I really want to focus on this one. But I would like to say, it's helpful to me if you go to imdb.com and search my name, Helene, and the last name is just 3 letters, Udy. And you'll see the list of projects that I have upcoming. And that's helpful to me too. It really helps me out when people go visit that page, and it's always updated. So it's a great way to find out what I'm doing. But also you can find me again. I make it really easy at my name. So Helene, and then further away, Udy, on Instagram and on Facebook. And I'm always trying to post about the great projects that I'm in, and I'm really excited about this one. So those are 3 great places to find me. And just as a little sidebar, I do a monthly cabaret in my front yard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's set in Berlin, 1924, and you'll be happy to know I play a very sort of semi-evil clown character named Gretel.
I've seen the pictures, and I was like, what is that for? And now I know. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes, it's a clown cabaret because I'm also a clown. And so if you want to know more about that, I'll just spell it for you because it's called Was ist das, which is German. And it's spelled WAS, so was, and then IST, and then DAS with a question mark. And you can follow us there. The show's been going for about 4.5 years live. But we also live stream it, and I think our next show is going to be at the end of April. So I'd love it if people tuned into that because it's just a thrill to be doing that. And it kind of falls into, strangely, it does fall into the sort of horror genre in a weird sort of a way I can't explain. It's a very dark, weird, funky, crazy cabaret.
Well, we'll make sure. I'm going to tag everybody, all your stuff, /15. I'm going to tag your IMDb, everything in the description because this will be up on our YouTube page. And I will make sure to get links out to Matt. He can send them out to you if you guys want to send this interview to anybody. Appreciate the support. Chris, I know you got some stuff coming out, man. And so please feel free to promote. Where can we find you?
I'll copy her idea and say, go to IMDb. You can find me there with the name you see here. I have a few things coming out. Bloody Summer Camp. I am greatly looking forward to seeing when that comes out. Probably this summer, last I heard.
Late spring, early summer.
Yeah. Where I play a couple roles in there, so I won't say which, but if you look at the IMDb, you can find out who and what I do. You can find me also in I participate in a small YouTube comic type thing on Multiverse Comics and Games. The game store owner has me come in, talk movies sometimes or games and what have you. It's very informal but fun. And that's pretty much it. I've been thinking about doing the Instagram. I haven't gotten there yet.
Well, one day, and we'll definitely promote it then when you do. Appreciate having all of you on the show tonight. Thank you so much. You're always welcome back. Again, I would love to talk to you guys once you get into it, especially, just kind of get your feeling on it as you're going. Matt and Craig, thank you, my friends. Always have a good time when you guys are on the show. You guys are amazing. And I cannot wait for Serious Profession. I cannot wait for Phobias, Paralyzed, the whole 9 yards. I'm really excited for it. You guys are killing it right now. Key 13 Film Partners, everybody, of course. Everything else is going to be in the descriptions here on Facebook. It's going to be in YouTube. So head over to thescenesnobs.com where all our shows are. We are currently at 21 shows, and we have about 9 more joining in the next 2 months. So, we are.
Congrats.
Of course, we are content every day, multiple times a day. So, and we're gonna be adding some fun children's shows and stuff for the daytime for kid-friendly educational. So
there you go. Oh, hey, and just to mention, Matt Burns is setting up this big event in July. Ellen's going to be there. Julie. So we're actually going to be having a Phobias get-together at that event. So
I'm glad you said that because I haven't mentioned it yet. Yes. But Matt came to me and asked me to host 2 panels there, and I'm very excited to do so. So I will be there too. I'll be happy to meet everybody in person. Get out of this house.
So wait, right? Yeah.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so exciting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're really excited too, and it'd be nice to be able to see the team, the cast and crew before we actually start filming, so we actually will have time to sit around and chat, and Mike and I and Craig and Chris, we can all fangirl out for a little bit, and because with Ellen and of course Julie, we all know Julie, or at least
Julie's gorgeous, yeah.
We hung out with Julie a little bit just while we were filming another project, and so Julie is awesome. Ellen, this has been an absolute thrill just getting to meet you, even if it is online.
It's been thrilling for me too. I'm really excited.
And again, thank you so much for liking it and saying yes, because that was a huge boost, not to my ego, even take that out of it, but just to all of us, because of the fact that we all know who you are and we are all big fans. So it's having you on board is like a dream come true. If you told 14-year-old me when I watched My Bloody Valentine on VHS that I was going to be directing one of the actors in that movie, I would have said, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it is amazing. I'm so happy to have you all on the show tonight. Again, everybody, make sure you go check out Follow Phobias so we can get extra pages on the script. All right?
Yes, please.
Let's get to it.
There's somebody in your house.
I think
my house?
No, Fred's house.
we have Mary, the Carly Fenner, who's going to be playing Mary.
All right,
Work, actually.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought you were going to say it was the Spectre from Hoodie for like half a second.
Yeah.
When I heard Mary, I was like, Bloody Mary? I was like, uh-oh.
Typhoid Mary. You ever notice all the women are named Mary? Typhoid Mary, Bloody Mary.
My wife is Mary, so I
get out of the house.
I do want to say again, thank you so much, everybody. Talking Upstream is starting up at 8 p.m. Go over, check it out on the channel. Thank you for watching again tonight. Thank you to all my guests. This is truly amazing, and we will have you guys back on soon. Until next time,
I'd love to come back. This was fun.
Anytime, man. Especially when you got your other movies coming up, please feel free to reach out, and I'll be happy to have you guys on.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Have a great night, everybody. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
You all.
Bye.
And that's our show, everybody. Thanks for listening. I am Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob. We always appreciate you guys tuning in and commenting along and everything else. Go check out this show or any of our other shows on thescenesnobs.com. thescenesnobs.com. We love you. You guys are awesome. And if you would like, follow and subscribe to our social media. That really helps us go a long way. And please spread the word. Tell your friends. Have them come in. We love feedback and everything else. So everybody, you have a great day. Again, thanks for listening. thescenesnobs.com. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.